Hello everyone and now welcome to a game, TBCBM versus RaZZoRMaN. This game taking place here on Rune Mall. We see TBCBM spawning under the name Big Cat as the purple undead on the bottom right hand side. Let's see, is that too far? I think that's good. It's like I can never quite tell when like I feel like this might be a little bit too close, but then like this is definitely too far. So I don't know if I like this view or this view. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know this is probably definitely too close if the haunted gold mine takes up the majority of the screen, or a good portion of the screen there. Anyways, coming back around on the bottom left, we have RaZZoRMaN spawning as, well, the orange orc. As anyone can see, opening things up with an altar of storms, a barracks, and a burrow. Could be going for a blade master with those earlier grunts, being able to do a little bit of creeping. Time can only tell. No, instead gonna be a farseer. Perhaps we will be looking at a voodoo lounge a little bit later. Hello, hello, hello. For all you guys out there, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. And if you do have an Amazon Prime sub to use, please definitely consider using it on my channel. If not my channel, another content provider. It definitely does help. Every little bit helps, and as it adds up, well, small little guys like me can continue to produce the content and, well, have reasons to do so. Not very often a hobby or something like you like to do on the side can take the family out to dinner once in a while. Grunt going to be making its way out here. Farseer is going to be out as well. We're going to be looking at that Acolyte already retreating back. We don't see a War Mill yet. Second Orc Burrow now down as we see the Spirit Wolves coming out to engage against TBCBM. Back over here on the top right, Death Knight, Big Cat, or TBCBM, gonna be making his way forward as well. And this is a Death Knight holding on to his Scroll of Town Portal. This isn't something we've been seeing very often. And interestingly enough, TBCBM opting to use a Death Coil to trigger the Tuskar Trapper to ensnare the Skeleton Warrior, but thereby allowing the Skeleton Warrior to attack the Mammoth while it is ensnared. I don't know if that was deliberate or not, but that is some incredible min-maxing if that was deliberate coming across by TBCBM. Every second counts in the early stages of the game. You're just trying to get a time advantage really over your opponent. Yeah. Real-time strategy games are games where, well, given enough time, you can do just as much as any professional player. It's just, well, the professional players can just do it faster. Farseer sitting at level 1 will get to level 2. Death Knight sitting at level 1 will get to level 2 off of this creep camp as well, using that Rod of Necromancy to try and clear out the remainder of this Frost Wolf creep camp. And once he finishes off this last Frost Wolf here, will get that Unholy Aura and move around the map faster. Meanwhile, Farseer heading off over here on the top left-hand side of the map, and Rune Mall feels like in terms of pacing and style, the map seems fairly large. The walkway between the two armies is well, a good amount of distance, but doesn't have very narrow choke points, just decently open. Both sides now still trying to clear out creep camps, and this may come down to who gets to level 3 first on their hero. Getting the level 3 first really sets the stage and really builds a lot of momentum. And we're looking at this now as we're looking at the Great Hall trying to be established here. Meanwhile, Death Knight perhaps looking to see where his opponent is, doesn't find him, and instead going to go after the Tuskar Sorcerer. And this is a very risky play by TBCBM. Remember, the first crypt unit that we're actually seeing out here on the battlefield is this Crypt Fiend. It's pretty much been Skeleton Warriors only throughout this match, as the Death Knight going to finish off this Tuskar Trapper here and now go after this remaining Polar Bear. Death Knight did pick up a Crystal Ball. Crypt Fiend, well, currently ensnared and, well, trying to dodge a little bit of damage from all of these units. It looks as though the Death Coil is going to once more find that Crypt Fiend. 400 hit points healed, and the Crypt Fiend opting to do a bit of scouting. We'll see this Great Hall over here on the top left-hand side of the map. All right, is the Grunt and the Skeletal Minions now going to be forced to retreat back here? Try and take down these Skeletal Minions before the Skeletal Minions do too much damage towards that Great Hall. Crypt Fiend, the Death Knight must have gone back. I believe he's using his second Rod of Necromancy, as we are now looking at the Cloak of Shadows being revealed by that Crystal Ball. Farseer now desperately trying to get away, down to 132 hit points. Meanwhile, the Death Knight here with those Crypt Fiends may be able to take down this Great Hall, as it does not have any armor. Farseer still continuing to engage. Thank you for the sub. There's a Chain Lightning bouncing around as the Farseer now gets up to level 3. Level 3 on the Farseer. Is it going to be able to summon up stronger wolves? That is the question, as the Great Hall holding at 120 hit points. Death Knight now coming back around here. Are we going to look at a resummon? The resummon, and the Death Knight is now stuck. But the Death Knight returns the favor. Cloak of Shadows sitting next to each other here at the Expo. The Great Hall will become completed. Crypt Fiend trying to retreat back. Are we going to see the Grunt get the last hit there? Oh, a beautiful intercept by TBCBM. 2 very low hit point Crypt Fiends able to retreat back home. All right. Lich now out on the battlefield here, perhaps going to use a Rod of Necromancy, perhaps get also that, sacrificial dagger to heal up these Crypt Fiends as well. Wait for it. Sorry, Skeletal Minion, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Coming back around, more Grunts coming back here as the Shadow Hunter is going to use Dust of Appearance. There's that Scroll of Town Portal. Repairs underway now. More peons getting added in, as we should be looking at a lumber mill for reinforced defenses soon. RaZZoRMaN knows that his opponent is going for Crypt Fiends. We've seen quite a few out on the battlefield. And Crypt Fiends out on the battlefield mean that those Orc Burrows and Watchtowers can get sniped down quickly. All right, coming back around, Skeletal Minion looking to get a little bit of superficial damage on these peons here, as creeping now underway. Last Polar Bear gonna get finished off. Shadow Hunter, providing a little bit of healing, and still looking to try and get to level 2 at the very least, perhaps for some healing wave. All right. Now, Rune Mall, one of these maps that has some interesting creeps that we haven't really normally seen, and trying, even though it does have that classic ice tile set that has probably been overused, the way it plays is very very different because of the number of different paths, the sheer size of the map, but also the lack of gold mines. It plays like a very heavy creeping style map with where resources actually still matter. Coming back around, that is a lot of Skeletal Minions here, finishing off one peon. More peons could get finished off here. RaZZoRMaN is going to be forced to set up additional peons, train them up. Meanwhile, where is the undead army? Trying to spot purple on this map often can be difficult. Those are Skeletal Minions. That's a Skeletal Minion. Where is the undead army? I can't click here, unfortunately. Am I just blind? I may just be blind.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right. There's the war mill. We'll be trying to go for reinforced defenses. Windows of opportunity. Oh. Well, in fact, the army is just small. Okay, so undead TBCBM's army is just very small, and he's rushed to a boneyard. 35 over 50 supply, level 2 Death Knight, level 1 Lich. They're not creeping, and they're not using this time extremely aggressively. So that's the reason why I couldn't find anything there. Mainly, the Skeletal Minions seem to just be, launched as sacrificial lambs to try and put pressure. So, yeah, little undead troops, little undead Skeletal Minions making their way out across the battlefield. This is a rather strange play. Just 2 Rod of Necromancy charges at the same time, constantly making their way out across the battlefield. You see a quick kill there. Death Knight gets up to level 3. Frostworms now getting trained up as well. 42 over 50 supply. And well, raiders and with ensnares are perhaps going to be the main job here. Healing wave. There's a hex. There's some skeletal minions backing away. There's some dual ensnares there. TBCBM's skeletal minion harassment is going to be coming to an end. It felt like there was a great pause in the action of the game there as the Death Knight backs away once more. Lich is sitting at level 2, does have the Orb of Corruption, and, well, Undead was just sitting back for a little bit of time, waiting to see what he truly wanted to do. All right, we're going to have, well, the Death Knight Lich leading the charge, Crypt Fiends for Focus Fire, Obsidian Statues to provide a bit of hit points and mana and keep the army together, as skeletal minions are still rushing into the Undead base. Still no reinforced defenses as of yet. RaZZoRMaN sitting on 700, 800 gold and continuing to have it rack up, instead of trying to get into that mid-70 supply and really have an army size advantage over his opponent. All right, one Frostworm perhaps out on the field, one Destroyer out on the field, 47 over 50 supply, and this is all we're seeing right now. Two Obsidian Statues. We could see a third Obsidian Statue added in here by TBCBM as the Death Knight, well, looked like he was going to try and pick up a new item and ends up not doing any of that. Additional skeletal minions being called on over. All right, there is this Magnetar Reaver creep camp. Perhaps the Lich is going to try and focus it down. Death Knight could be in that frontline spot. Are we going to be looking at a little bit of damage? There you are. There's that little bit of focus down and quickly. Meanwhile, the Magnetar Reaver going straight after these other units does have chaos damage, as we're looking at the Ice Troll Berserkers, well, getting focused down here. Little bit of AoE splash damage. There's a Death Coil. Lich does have Frost Armor and was trying to apply that slow debuff onto the Magnetar Reaver. Magnetar Reaver not able to, well, finish off all of these units, and TBCBM clearing out a difficult creep camp and picking up Brilliance Aura for, well, keeping these Obsidian Statues topped off on mana. Both sides are not really engaging against each other, but RaZZoRMaN has trained up a fair number of Bat Riders, so he could easily, well, suicide take down those destroyers. Oddly enough, RaZZoRMaN checked to see if an expo was established, and he can quickly see that there is none. Reinforced defenses is done, and here we are, well, engaging now. Undead does have one Frostworm, and Death Knight can easily just scroll a Town Portal back out of here. Orc Burrow is going to get in some attacks. Are we going to look at some ensnares? There goes one. Are we going to go? Yes, multiple Troll Bat Riders finishing off units. 36 supply compared to 66. TBCBM's army, well, taking an absolute beating as Hex lasting a fairly long time there, but still no scroll of Town Portal yet. Additional Destroyers trying to get away. Troll Bat Riders are finding those targets. Death Knight now sitting at level 4 as more and more, well, dire wolves are getting summoned back out. There goes a Chain Lightning bouncing around, and TBCBM is going to be forced to retreat back. Does lose or finish off a Raider before the healing wave of the Troll Witch Doctor is able to hit that target. Level 4 going up against a level 4, level 3. And things are not looking good for TBCBM. RaZZoRMaN with a commanding lead, 58 over 82 supply, and well, a good hero level advantage while having that expo up as well. A bit of an uphill climb here. New Frostworm getting trained up. More, or some ghouls perhaps, and another Obsidian Statue will be needed, as the Obsidian Statue here, what is it trying? Essence of Mana, not Essence of Blight. So Essence of Mana, well, no, is it doing both? Oh, it is doing both. Yeah, I think he's using the. He was doing the trick, or he just toggled back over to Essence of Blight, even though the Death Knight is standing on a Blight here. All right, Frostworm going to come online. We're looking at a new Obsidian Statue, 43 over 50 supply. Shade now retreating back. Orc Army unsure of where to go next. The Shade does see the Shadow, or the Farseer, the Shadow Hunter, just outside the base. And the Farseer unsure of if it wants to try and clear out some additional creep camps, perhaps get to level 5, as, well, RaZZoRMaN doesn't have eyes on the target and doesn't know where TBCBM is. Normally, you find your opponent out amongst the map, trying to take some of those valuable resources away, such as creeps, gain experience. But instead, TBCBM has been playing pretty passively, sitting inside his base, trying to build up a large army. 50 supply compared to 70 now, as RaZZoRMaN pushing forward. All right, Lich could be in some major trouble, gonna get bursted down, and then using a potion of lesser invulnerability in time. Troll Bat Riders find their targets. There's a Death Coil saving the Lich, as the Raiders are gonna be forced to retreat back. Still plenty of Troll Bat Riders right now, as ghouls are coming off of the gold line here. 59 supply compared to 40. Who's going to be able to, well, hang on long enough, as the Farseer now using a potion of invulnerability as well. Raiders going after the Obsidian statue. Farseer still trying to put in pressure. It looks as though that is going to get taken down. Farseer still getting some healing waves. Death Coil finding the Frostworm there, as the Troll Bat Riders are constantly trying to take down those units. Scroll of Town Portal does whisk everyone back home. In a game of attrition, war of attrition, as long as RaZZoRMaN is trading efficiently and fighting with a larger army, he'll be able to win out this fight, even just because, well, he's getting 14 gold a second compared to 10. RaZZoRMaN is using this Great Hall and this economic resource just to be able to throw more things at his opponent. And even though he's losing a fair amount, he's making sure that TBCBM is losing at a similar rate. And, well, RaZZoRMaN can afford to lose more. Why? He was training Frostworms. Enemy got Bat Rider. Well, trying to do a tech switch in any real-time strategy game is always very, very costly. The first time you train a unit, you have to build the building, you have to build the infrastructure in order to get that unit first. So training up a unit you already have is generally more efficient. However, on the battlefield, it may not necessarily translate to an actual advantage. So that's what we're seeing here. TBCBM, well, having the Boneyard, having the Slaughterhouse, and the Destroyer Form upgraded, has really been pushing heavily into Frostworms and Destroyers, but it hasn't really turned into a victory yet out on the battlefield. Now, we are looking at a change, as the Temple of the Damned is training up Banshees with Adept training. And even then, though, perhaps the curses or possession, I'm still curious as to what the ultimate strategy and style is going to be here. Skeletal minions have been able to get in some easy kills on these peons, though, as, TBCBM is still putting some decent amount of pressure just by offering up and summoning up those skeletal minions. All right, another skeletal minion taken down here. More work underway. More Great Hall mining, as the main gold mines, well, down to about 5.5 minutes. Farseer, Shadowhunter looking to make their way out onto the battlefield. TBCBM still sitting on one base, trying this one base strategy still. Now, remember, professional players are often trying new strategies. This was taken from a ladder game, so perhaps he's trying to purposely stay on this one base undead play, which Happy has used for so long, and now recently has tried to switch it up. Understanding a particular style of play, understanding a particular strategy, helps you learn to work beyond your comfort zone, and also work more with less in this particular scenario. 50 supply compared to 72. I believe TBCBM is still trying to win, but he may be forcing himself to try and win with a strategy, with this particular strategy, even though in a normal tournament match he may have already taken up this expo instead. 10 minutes of mining left on the main base here. Plenty of Troll Bat Riders, Healing Wave bouncing around, War Song Battle Drums, as the Death Knight and Lich now make their way out onto the battlefield here, clearing out some clearing out some creep camps. If the Lich can get to level 4, is the Lich going to get to level 4? It feels like he got spooked. There is no real reason to get spooked here. What is, did he? Oh no, okay. He just hired up. I thought for a second that he could have possessed the Ogre Magi. Or did he possess it? He could have possessed the Ogre Magi, or he could have hired it up from the mercenary camp. I don't believe the mercenary camp really has that Ogre Magi though. So interesting pickup here, getting an Ogre Magi for Bloodlust. And now TBCBM is doing this all in a strategy, unsummoning an Altar of Darkness, and now going into 59 over 60 supply. All right, what other units were being trained here? It looks like no other units are being trained at all. Adding up another Ziggurat to get into that mid-60s cap while still sending skeletal minions off to the other side of the map to try and clear out or put pressure on that mining. Mass Troll Bat Riders. RaZZoRMaN sitting at 80 over 82. And RaZZoRMaN at this point is just trying to make sure he doesn't mess this up. He knows that he has the economic advantage. He knows he has the hero level advantage. He knows how close he is to level 5. And he wants to make sure that he does, everything proficiently. Frostworms are full on armored. I don't believe we have Scroll of Protection. There are a lot of Banshees down here. And this engagement, quick Frost Nova down. All right, there goes a couple of ensnares. Troll Bat Riders trying to find those targets as the Troll Bat Riders do find both of those Frostworms. 50 supply over 70 as both sides are exchanging blows. All right, now both sides trying to find their way through. Troll Bat Riders trying to retreat back here. They are cursed. Chain Lightning still bouncing around as the Lich retreats back here. Does take up another anti-magic shell as the Farseer gets up to level 5. All right, Lich gets up to level 4 here, takes a Death Coil, and is now fighting back against some of these Raiders. TBCBM is fighting from inside his base, so he has home field advantage, but is it enough? 45 supply compared to 49 as RaZZoRMaN is trying to push through. Kodo Beast is chomping down on an Ogre Magi, and with that, gonna go ahead and get a tactical retreat. New Frostworm back out on the battlefield. A second Frostworm now being trained up behind as TBCBM, currently down one Ogre Magi in the belly of RaZZoRMaN's Kodo Beast, and the main gold mines are nearly mining out. All right, unsummoning up a Ziggurat. Not quite sure I would have unsummoned the Spirit Tower. There was a perfectly good Ziggurat off over here, but perhaps he's still trying to get a little bit more gold out. RaZZoRMaN down to 60 supply here. He should be able to bounce back, get a little bit more. He is mining out additional gold. Meanwhile, TBCBM finally rotating back off to the north and looking to capture that space and get that gold mine running.
A player's forces are under attack.
Map was dark, and yeah, undead is violet. Yeah, one of the difficult color matchups here. TBCBM sitting at 53 over 50 supply now. Could buy a couple of items in this next fight. Death Knight, is he going to try and pick up something here? No, doesn't pick up anything from the marketplace. So no way to train up extra units. He is upside down on supply. Shadow Wolf will quickly getting cleaned up there. Acolyte now regenerating hit points nicely on the Blight, and now getting up a Spirit Tower on the top right. Meanwhile, Death Knight could actually get to level 5, sitting at 4.9, clearing out a relatively easy green creep camp. Is it going to be enough? No, I believe he's still going to be shy by 19 experience. But level 3 Death Coil is on the horizon. Can I adjust the brightness? Nope, it's not letting me. We have a Shade still keeping track of the undead, or undead Shade keeping track of that Orc army. Bat Riders ready to engage here. Frostworms could get frost armor. We can see level 2 frost armor was chosen. I am surprised we haven't seen scrolls of protection be used though, as that does offer another line of defense. Alright, Shadow Wolves looking to put in pressure here. There you are, there you go. There's an engagement. A couple of easy quick attacks there to try and finish off these units. No shade nearby though. There's a reveal, and we're going to see those wolves quickly being re-summoned back over here by RaZZoRMaN. 72 supply over 92 troll bat riders getting ready to engage. They do want to dive on into those frostworms, but those frostworms do have, well, plus 12 armor at least for now. Also, the Banshees do have mastery, so they can possess multiple targets, and perhaps that could be a shift in tactics. Here we are, here we go. There's the engagement. Both sides are going to fight here. Frostworm's going to try and engage. There goes anti-magic shell, and there goes one troll bat, one frostworm. There goes another. 53 supply compared to 43, as the units are now looking to fall back here. Death Knight, what is he doing? Death Knight currently hexed, feeling rather, I guess, like a little piggy as the Farseer gets taken down. Frostworm down to 90 hit points here. Death Knight could be in a lot of trouble. Down to 158, down to 143. He's trying to retreat back, and it looks like he's going to be able to stay alive a little while longer. All right, both sides still fighting their way through. Death Knight trying to hold this army together as we're looking at 33 supply compared to 45. RaZZoRMaN falling behind on supply as the units are now trying to engage, going after that Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter down to 272 hit points, and RaZZoRMaN completely retreating back as TBCBM still takes the game. So much hero focus, and well, TBCBM able to get the job done. TBCBM losing in every single category, but winning that final fight there. Losing in unit score, losing in hero score, losing in resource score, but still, RaZZoRMaN wasn't quite sure on how to initiate that fight. Even with so many troll bat riders shutting down those frostworms, anti-magic shell, protecting, in addition to actual level 2 Frost Nova. The Lich did not go for Dark Ritual. Level 2 Frost Nova protecting those frostworms enough to get the job done. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.